welcome back to our North Wales special. This is part 5, the final episode of Steve's Monumental Adventures North Wales special. Well, here we are at another location, and it might be very familiar to some, so I'll turn you around, we can have a look. So, right over there, we can see the Great Orme, can't we, at Llandudno. Okay, then you can start to see the area of Pennymower, where we've just been, and over there is the island of Anglesey, and this sort of body of water coming here is called the Menai Straits. Okay, now we're here, we're actually in Bangor, home to almost more famously the university, I would say, but Bangor's got a really nice pier, and as we've not actually gone on a pier yet, I thought it'd be nice for us to go and have a quick look at one. So this is the entrance into the pier itself, and there's this sort of nice little area outside here with a bit of a Christmas tree and everything, but yeah, so let's go in and have a look. So it's saying that it just says pay here, but well, there's no one in there, so we're just going to walk through, aren't we? So this is having these piers were very famous in the Victorian times as a way of, an entertaining space. So this is a really nice one that goes right into the Straits itself. So hopefully at the end of it we should get a good view. But you can see now, as we come out into the Straits, you can see, as it's saying here, I was spot on, wasn't I? Look, so Pennymower there, Llandudno in the low point, the flat low point, Great Orme, and then Beaumaris over there, which has got the castle. So let's go and have a little look. It's lovely. It's got some really nice sort of Christmas lights on it now. Maybe these are a permanent fixture. But yeah, piers, as we know, like Blackpool, have all got like bits and pieces on them, like some have got fairgrounds, etc. This one though, a little sort of bric-a-bracy type thing there, look, woodcrafts, and then we've got a small little sort of ice cream shop there that I can imagine is very busy. Oh my god, the wind has picked up now. Now we're in the Menai Straits. Woo-hoo! Feel it. Yes. Well, in theory, we're walking out. What am I even saying? I think we just better cut this clip. Well, it ain't so windy this side of the shore, but I tell you what, over there, it's that wind does get up. Anyway, off to our next location. So we are back, and does this gate ring a bell to you at all, this gate here? Well, this gate we saw at Conway Castle, and it's the work of Thomas Telford. And Thomas Telford is responsible for creating one epic thing, and that's this, the Menai Straits Bridge. We've been so lucky, but not lucky for motorists, because the road has been closed off due to serious issues with the actual bridge itself. And luckily it's open to pedestrians only, but the bridge is closed to traffic, which has put a hell of a strain on the traffic coming in and out of Anglesey. But anyway, let's have a little look at it. So you can see the building there, that's the anchor point of this gigantic big structure. You can see that is anchored right into that building and probably goes well below the ground. You've got that trademark Thomas Telford wrought iron railing effect here, but these are huge. You can see as we walk across now, these big guide ropes are just anchored into the ground and then popped up onto that. So I'm expecting it to get quite windy as we get out into the into the bridge itself, but it's always been open to foot traffic for many years, so it looks like they are doing work on it, so we are going to unfortunately have to go around the side. So you can see there, it was opened in 1826 and the engineer was Thomas Telford, and that's a really good sort of tribute to him, really. These towers really are something, aren't they? They've got this kind of dressed stone on the one side. Look, you can see this sort of nice dressed stone, and then you've got this sort of bulky stone on this end of here, which isn't. It's cut nice because it's got a lovely curve in that wall there. But I think that actually gives it a stark contrast, doesn't it? So we're on the other end now, and there's two nameplates there, but there isn't anything on them, but that's the main pillar there. But if you can have a look inside, you can see the join there, which enables the bridge to actually move left and right, up and down, almost like it's on a hinge. But inside, that's cut in a nice sort of stone in there. But then we've got this huge ironwork here, almost like a lattice girder bridge, and that's going along here, and you can see all of the rivets in it. Look, and it's saying there it's British steel. So, as you know, the chances are this has been modified over the years, this bridge has, because British steel. So maybe they've actually put another deck onto this bridge. I'll find a bit of history, and you'll probably hear about it in a few minutes. But yes, they found some defects on the bridge, so regretfully they've unfortunately had to close it to vehicles. But you can see the big brother over the road, the Britannia Bridge, that's still going strong, and that's taking all of the weight of the bridge now. But you know, you have to look at it. Look at these huge bolts here. But I think what we've got here is we've got a Bailey Bridge here, which is basically a bridge, a bridge built on top of an original bridge just to protect it from the weight. So we're quite literally coming down to the middle of the bridge now, because we can see this iron is all sort of coming down now to the lowest point, and there you go, this is the middle of the bridge now. Actually, that's signified by this clump of metal here, look. Yeah, just here, this reinforcing here, definitely been altered. Maybe they even put this path on originally, but yeah, you can see the strait now. So we're at the other end of the bridge now, so we're going to try and find a way down there. It can't be that hard, can it? So what we got here, so this is the Menai Suspension Bridge. This is the Menai Suspension Bridge, constructed in 1818 to 1826 to complete the London to Holyhead Road. The Institute of Civil Engineering presented this on the 9th of August 2007 to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Thomas Telford's birth. So I mean, that is arguably one of Thomas Telford's finest works, isn't it, really? The Menai Bridge. So you can see, I don't think originally it would have had a walkway on it, and you can see here that they've got a bit of there was a port here originally, so, and Telford's original road. So yeah, so anyway, let's go and explore further. So you can see the colossal bridge there, can't you? Look at the size of it. It literally stands out like a sore thumb, but it's very beautiful. Anyway, we're going to go down and hopefully get to the bottom, and it means I've got to walk all the way back up again, but go to the bottom and have a better look. Well, that might be our lucky footpath sign to take us to the bottom, and hopefully we'll get a good view of the bridge. Oh yes, we got a good view, all right. Here we go. So we're just coming up to one of the, right underneath the bridge now, onto one of the arches, and I'll tell you something, if you look at the bridge piers themselves, how they narrow off, they're exactly the same as Ponsolite. That's quite true, that is. And if I look at them down the line, you can see everyone is bang on. And I love there's a little bit of detailing up the top as well. And here's a look from the other side. Here we are, back at the Menai again, and we're going to walk across this side now. From what I can tell, they've been doing some ongoing maintenance work with this and replacing all of the panels and actually creating a concrete road deck, which is quite a job in itself. And I think they found a lot more sort of problems than they first anticipated, so it does say that they are going to be working on it and get it, hopefully probably get it back open. You can see there, as they go into that concrete that's there, but that must be like miles below there, isn't it? But then you can see these coming out now, all of the cables, these individual cables. And then they've got these ones, which are these iron ones, which are very similar to what's been used on the Clifton suspension bridge with Brunel. But for this particular design, Thomas Telford pioneered this, and that's what makes this one of the most unique bridges in the UK, and it's a forerunner. I mean, when we are talking the 1800s here, and technology like this and the Industrial Revolution, all of that. And let's be honest, if it wasn't for the iron at Colbrook Dale, this would never be here. I can't actually believe that this bridge has become somewhat of a tourist attraction since it's been closed, and there's quite a lot of people walking backwards and forwards over it and having a look at it and admiring it. I suppose when we've got traffic coming over it all the time, it's very difficult to do that, but I can see there's a lot of people who love bridges out there, and they are, and because this is so monumental, I think people are just going to come and park up and have a wander around, and so that's good. That's a good thing, isn't it? Anyway, we will nearly at the end of the bridge. We'll have a little look at the tower. You can see ahead of us we've got this huge anchor building here, and it's obviously designed to look nice, and as it is, but it's actually, when you look at it, it's a beautiful building in itself, a little bit like at Conway. Really nice. It's almost like double-sided, but you can actually see where the cables come in, and they're anchored. I think they're anchored a little bit further up, look, because you can see that's concrete there, but stone. It's been done to be to look good. So it shows that if that's what it takes to anchor the thing that side, what's underground on the other side. So we'll come under here. This is just, it's very very informal, but it's the gates, the gates. I don't know, these look like iron to me. These gates are very Thomas Telford, aren't they? Well, I've taken a left from the Menai Bridge, and then I'm coming up this lane here, and this is where there's a botanic garden here by Bangor Council, and well worth a visit. I mean, we're just sort of passing through it because we're turning off right and going along the coastal route, the coastal path. Probably one of our longest walks we're going to do today, and that will take us underneath the Britannia Bridge, which is what we want to go and have a look at. So I'm told we carry on up here, because I think originally this was some sort of stately home here, because it's got all of that stately home planting, etc. You know, when you've parked right down the bottom and then you realise there's a car park up here, don't you just hate that? So this is where we turn off. You can see there it says Paxton's Cascade, right? So this is the walk the woodland. This is the path that we're going to take. It's going to take us all the way around and then eventually underneath the bridge. Okay, through the woodland. So that's the plan. We better get on with it. Again, it looks like it's free parking here, which is always a good thing, isn't it? And off we go through the woods. Look at that old thing there, look at that. And what's this? This is called the Lucan oak. Let's look at for the English. It says the Lucan oak is a hybrid of two trees, a turkey oak and a cork oak. And it says, how old is it? That's the one I want to know. Yeah, so it's saying this was planted in 1850. 1850, so it's a hybrid oak tree. 1850, look at the old girl. Oh, just think what that's seen over the years, eh? So that's a nice little waterfall, isn't it? Well, I've just spent about 10 minutes sheltering from the rain, but when you're in Wales, I think you have to put up with a bit of rain, don't you, unfortunately. But I seem to have been able to shelter underneath a tree that wasn't actually that good, to be fair. Anyway, we are walking towards the Britannia Bridge now, in that kind of rough direction. Well, the sunshine has finally come out, and I hope if you ever visit here that you have a nice sunny day. I'm not sure you can see just through the trees there, but that's the church island, that is. And I think you can actually get to it. Can you see the little church on there? Quite a nice little place. You can get out to when it's low tide. Well, there we go. The skies have cleared. And we've got beautiful sunlight now. Well, rather than say sun, we've got blue skies, we'll settle for that. But we can see the Britannia Bridge now in all its glory. So this coastal path should bring us underneath the bridge. The Britannia Bridge is the last location on this epic journey. We have travelled 80.4 miles on this trip and really done the North Wales coastline justice. We've got a double-decker bridge here. We've got the rail on the bottom level and then the car traffic on the upper level. So here we are underneath. It's a mighty structure, isn't it? When you actually look at it, you realise how new it is when you look at that sort of concrete beams and stuff. Got a bit of a plaque here. Let's have a little look. So what's it say? So, in 1850, there was two bridges here originally. You can see that is kind of similar to the other one, but the new bridge replaced that one. And this was opened in 1978, and this was opened. That was originally opened in 1850, which I imagine that was just a rail bridge that was originally. But there are apparently, if you look, some relics of the past hidden in this bridge. What a mighty structure, eh? Absolutely incredible. When you look at this part of the bridge, you can really tell everything is made of steel, and there's quite a bit of rust on this top section here where the water's ingressing, but actually, yeah, underneath is the railway, and then on the top deck is the road. So all packaged in this little way. Now, there were two little monuments left of the original bridge. One is the big steel section that you've seen, but the other is a big lion, which the lion itself stood at the entrance of the original bridge, so you can imagine how grand that would have been as you're whizzing past on the train potentially. Let's have a little look. I'm sure it's just up here, hidden away like a relic of the past. There he is there, look. One of the original lions, look. Guarding the route into Anglesey. I was going to say Wales then, it's the same thing. So you can see here, this is a remnant of the original bridge, and it got massively damaged by fire because it had a timber roof originally, but these box sections were all bolted together to create this tube. But it's kind of similar to what they've done now really with the other one, except you've still got that same sort of tube effect going, but it's what you call a double-decker bridge. But you can see here that they've got these, it's made of cast iron, beautiful bridge, the rails as well, as authentic as they come. But yeah, unfortunately it wasn't good enough. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed the trip. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because at the end of the day I want to grow the channel, and liking and subscribing really does help that. Or because I think people who just don't let their channel grow, it gives them a complex that their material isn't that great. But as you know, put a lot of effort into my videos, so show your appreciation by banging me a like. Job's a good one. Well, I hope you enjoyed the trip, but I have one last little surprise for you. On the way back home to Shropshire, let's take a trip through the Llanberis Pass.